Hi everyone, welcome back to Sunshine. In the last part I did Bianco Hills, which is right in front of me. In this part I'm going to do the last level that's like a main level in the game. And I've left this one to the end, not because it's like that interesting, but mostly because there's a really cool skip in it. And I wanted to save that so we had something to look forward to in the sort of later episodes. I mean, I guess it's not the later episodes because we are going to come back to every level. So we're probably about halfway done with the series, but yeah, my point there was that this is just something that's really cool. A little bit later in the series. So, Gelato Beach. First thing I'll say, I guess, is that gelato is Italian for ice cream. Lots of references to Italian words in this game. But I've mentioned that already. I just thought it was worth pointing out. Let me have a look up here. Okay, it's not here. As I found out earlier, you do need to activate the nozzles on each stage before you can use them in every box at that stage. The one to activate it is up there, but it's not here on this mission, so I think it might be there on, like, I know for a fact it's there on mission 7, so that's fine. Over here is Rico Harbour. We've been there already, obviously. Pina Park. Probably Corona Mountain somewhere. Yeah, you can usually see that one. Anyway, so what you're supposed to do for this mission is you come over here, you spray this thing in the sand and it makes a castle up here which takes you to a secret stage, one of the floodless areas. I'm going to skip this because I'm going to do a trick that's going to let me do what a lot of people consider to be one of the worst shines in the game, possibly the worst for a lot of people I think, which is to get this one here. This shine is kind of unique because it actually shows up on every mission just to kind of tempt you, to show you that it's there but you can't actually get to it. What happens if I talk to you? What do you have to say? So, yeah, okay, it doesn't look like he's going on about it. But what you need to do is, on mission 8, you need to go up to the top of the level. There's a giant watermelon, and you're supposed to push it all the way down here. Get it over to the juicer, then you get that shine. This doesn't sound like it's that difficult to do, but people struggle with it, myself included when I was younger, because basically the watermelon can break for almost any reason. If it like touches a wall just a little bit too hard, then it will break. But actually you can skip that entirely, which should make this mission a lot easier for people who really don't like doing it the normal way. And it also allows us to actually get to mission 7, the Shadow Mario one, immediately after doing mission 8. So I sprayed the coconuts out of this tree because I'm going to need one of them. The fruit's actually been quite useful in this playthrough. I've used it for quite a few skips. So yeah. Very glad that it's here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use this coconut to basically clip inside this thing. So I'm going to plant it down. First thing I'm going to do is actually jump onto like this railing here and just grab it. Because, well actually, just to be safe, I'm going to grab the post part of it. Because I know for a fact that that works. So I'm just going to spray over here, grab this, and now Mario is perfectly lined up. So I'll make a save state here. I'm going to press L just to center the camera, and every time I move I'm going to jump first and then move. This way he keeps the same angle. The reason this is important is because he's perfectly perpendicular to the hut in front of me. So I'll stand in front of this, I'll pick up the coconut, I'll press L again just to be sure. I'm going to back up a little bit, I'm going to make a save state here. I'm just going to do a triple jump on top of this. So now I'm on top of the hut. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to line Mario's feet up so that they're touching the top part of this like kind of second dark line. You can see what I mean. This is this one up here that he's on right now being the first one, and this one being the second. Again, making sure that the camera is where it was. So effectively what's going to happen here is I'm going to hold up after I press B, and when I press B he's going to drop the coconut, and because I'm perpendicular to it, Mario is going to run towards it and actually get clipped inside the hut like this. So you can probably see what I'm actually going to do immediately after this. Effectively, after the clip happens, I want to be able to start using the hover nozzle. And this is where it gets kind of tricky, because I need to do it at the right time and then sort of aim him properly in there. Now it's kind of intuitive how you do it after this. You sort of clip inside, and you just have to go a bit slow until you get to here, or well, a bit fast until you get to the part where it starts going up, and then go slower so you can gain more height. Because otherwise you're just going to clip back underneath it, or possibly, if you're too fast, outside it again. So hopefully this won't take me too many tries. Let's just see. I think I pressed the button a bit too late there. So again, I'm just dropping it, holding up, hovering. Yep. Thank goodness for save states. That's all I've got to say about this. It was too quick that time. Yeah, this is. This is like. I said earlier that this is an alternative to doing the normal strat for this mission. But it is probably honestly harder, but it's more satisfying if you get it this way, I think. If I slow down a bit? No, okay, I was too low that time. So no, I think I'm pressing the nozzle at the wrong time. So just guide him in there, right into the juicer, and I touch the shine. So what this has done is, as we saw in Peanut Park, by getting a later shine earlier, what this actually does is it opens up all the ones before it. So if this was an any % speedrun where I was trying to beat the game as quickly as possible, I could now access the 7th mission, which is the Shadow Mario one. So that would save having to do shines 1 through 6, which is a tremendous time save. So I will just do them in reverse order just for the hell of it. Why not? It's a nice little gimmick. Now before I actually get Shadow Mario here, I am going to go over here and actually activate the rocket nozzle. This one's still gone, but I know for a fact that the activator one is actually up here on this mission, so I don't need it right now, but I am going to need it for something that I'm going to do on Shine 4. Those of you who are familiar with the game probably know what that shine is, and might be able to guess what I have in mind, but it'll be fun to do. It'll be a nice surprise. It's another kind of crappy part of the level, frankly, that I think is made a lot better with glitches. So I think I might actually... Yeah, that was actually a really good Shadow Mario chase. I mean, it was terrible by speedrunner standards, but I'm definitely quite pleased with it. So are we going to... Okay, no, I thought I was going to shoot off, but I was just a little bit too slow with that. Not that that's a problem at all. So now that I have this shine, I now have all of the Shadow Mario shines in the game, which means that the game is now progressed to basically the end of it. So when I go back to the Plaza, we get a unique cutscene showing Shadow Mario next to Pianta Village. And effectively, Corona Mountain is now open. He's going to head over there just to painfully, slowly demonstrate to us that this grate is now gone. So this version of the Plaza, much like the one at the start of this playthrough, is slightly different. I'll just quickly demonstrate that the skip that we used earlier still works. Actually, it seems even easier to clip inside here, but might be hard to actually get in far enough, just because like it was easy to do the Serena Beach early thing because you could sort of start from the ground and it was just easier to time everything. Maybe I'm sure it's still possible there. I don't see why it wouldn't be, but yeah, I don't need to go back in that stage for now. So I'm actually just gonna shoot into Corona Mountain after taking damage from Shadow Mario. And so yeah, I mean this is like the main. Well, this is like the last level of the game, but it's not really like a main level. It's pretty much a linear path with a bunch of blue coins on it. I will not be doing that in this video because I've still got to finish up Gelato Beach. So we'll come back there later. And I mean, just going in the level and coming back out unfloods the Plaza. Oh, I forgot to show off, not that it really matters, but you actually can't enter Gelato Beach while it's flooded. I've tried it before. You can swim down to it. There's just no M on the thing, so, I mean, like I say, it's a different version of the Plaza, so let's just head back inside and get the rest of these shines, or stars. I can never decide what I want to call them. So this one is probably the only, like, swimming mission in the game I can think of. I mean, there's definitely like blue coins in the water in this stage and other ones, but yeah, it's kind of I think in Last Impact, Super Mario 64 Last Impact, the ROM hack that came out like about a year ago, had a mission that was a bit like this, but with Mario 64's swimming controls, it was actually better, I think. But yeah, because they're kind of slow in this game. I don't really like them that much, which is kind of ironic because it is largely a water-based game, but like in the best possible way because of the flood. Also, red coins move in this game sometimes, so gotta watch out for that. I can see one moving over there, I think. Is that part of that school of fish? Yeah, it is. Okay, let's just grab that. I'm pretty sure only 2 of them do move. Oh, too fast for me. I don't even know where this is going to come out. Just somewhere in the middle of the rock. It looks really janky though. Was it coming out over here? Yeah, it is. Okay. So, just try and catch it. It's very quick, apparently. Okay, so it's not even really following the fish. It just was a little bit. But yeah, the rest of them are just kind of camouflaged in with some of this stuff. I don't know exactly where they are, but if I just look in every kind of small area. I should be able to find them without too much hassle. Like I say, I got the worst ones out of the way first, like I often like to do in pretty much everything in life. So, I mean, often I do find, even in like Mario 64 hacks, not really so much the main games, I know it so well, whenever I do red coin missions, I tend to miss one of them and just spend a really, really long time looking for it. This is particularly a problem in like hacks that don't hide the red coins too well, and I mean, like, they'll have like a massive level, and rather than having the red coins in one concentrated area, they'll just be spread out over the whole thing. But yeah, anyway, that was a bit of a tangent, but it doesn't matter because we finally got the shine, and it's not like there was anything else going on in this stage to talk about at the time, so I'm fine with that. Still slightly related anyway, it was still Mario talk. Let's just hover over. I don't actually know. Someone mentioned in the comments that might be faster than doing dolphin dives all the time. I'm pretty sure it's faster to do dolphin dives all the time, like if you do them properly, like that, like what I was doing, and don't like press B too early. Like if you do them optimally, it probably is faster than hovering, but it's not a blowout by any means. So let's just grab this shine. Head back to the Plaza for like the 53rd time or something. Actually, it'll be less than that, won't it? Or maybe not though, because I went in the Corona Mountain. Yeah, as you can tell, I've clearly ran out of things to talk about during these little transition periods, but whatever. The only thing that's a little bit annoying about doing the stars this way is that you do have to start from 8 all the time and scroll all the way back. I know it's such a hassle, it takes forever. That was sarcasm, by the way. I know a lot of people who watch these videos have trouble with sarcasm. Like, the amount of people who, I think I've referenced this before, but like, the amount of people who still don't understand that I was joking in Donkey Kong 64 about the hardest puzzle in the game where you have to count to 1 through 16. I mean, I just think that's unbelievable. Like, I feel like there's one excuse for not getting that, and that's if English isn't your first language. And even then, I would say if it sort of only really works if you're just not that good at English. Even if, like, if you do know how to speak English and you can speak it well, you should be able to pick up on that, I would have thought. But yeah, I don't know. It just it doesn't bother me. It just sort of makes me wonder about that segment of my audience. Anyway, that was the didn't mention this race at all as I was doing that. That was the third for us and first for the scrubs race with this guy. You can sort of actually see that he's clearly a guy under there. You can pretty easily see his eyes and his beard through that. I didn't realise it was so clear in the game. I just remember thinking it was a big deal that on the cutting room floor, that website I mentioned earlier in the playthrough, that they had like a graphic for it, but I guess you can actually see it no problem. I've just never taken the time to look at him properly before, I guess, because who really cares, I guess. How many times can I say I guess in like a 1 minute period? It seems to be a lot. Anyway. So yeah, I mean, the next mission that I'm going to do is the 4th one, number 4 in this level, 5th one that I'm doing in this level. This is the other one that I want to show off something cool in, and this is the reason that I unlocked the rocket nozzle. I don't really need it for any of these missions, but yeah, the Sandbird mission. This one is pretty infamous as well, mostly for blue coin collecting, which obviously I'll be avoiding like the plague, but I will have to go back in there later and get them. But on this run through, I'm not going to bother. But there is, I mean, it is still kind of annoying to do this mission, even if you're not doing the blue coins, because the Sandbird takes so long to reach the end of its journey, and at the end of it is, well, it's where the last red coin is, but also where the star spawns, so you have to go there. But you can probably tell already what I'm planning to do here, so yeah, this is going to be fun. Let's just jump inside here. So I mean, okay, also worth noting that because I'm doing these in reverse order, it is kind of weird, because normally this level actually has a bit of a story going with it, and if you do the shines in order from like 1 to 4 or whatever, it's all kind of building up to getting inside like this area, and I'm just like completely disregarding all of that and doing it my own way. So I'm going to grab all the coins that are actually on the bird, which is 7 out of 8. Like I say, I will be avoiding blue coins. Really don't want to sabotage that part of this playthrough that I've arbitrarily decided to do. Okay. So yeah, we just saw a really interesting problem there. If you're falling and you try to charge the rocket nozzle, if it doesn't reach maximum like capacity before he starts his like screaming animation, then you're dead. You can't do it. It just doesn't work. It's a bit of an oversight, I think, but you know, whatever. Let's just quickly get the rest of these coins. I'll get the one on the tail first because this might be the hardest, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. I'll get that one on his neck last. Because I think, is there a blue... Yeah, there's blue coins coming up on some of these clouds. I really just want to make sure I'm nowhere near them. So, I'm just going to take a second to pause and explain what I'm about to do as if I need to. I'm going to use rocket storage again to get to the top of this pillar in the middle without waiting for the bird to very slowly go around it and get there, because it seriously does take a long time. So let's just get on with that. I'm not going to really explain how to do this glitch again, because I did that in that other episode. So if you're unsure, just go back and watch that. Like, I don't mean to be rude or anything, it's just like, easier for all of us if we do it this way. So let me make a safe state here because I'm slightly worried that my angle might not be great. But yeah, I think I used one like rocket too many there, but probably could have made it with just two. But let's just have a look. Well, let's grab this coin first, and then I'm going to have a look down and see where the sandbird is, just to see how much time we actually saved there. I mean, it's not just like how long he takes, it's also the fact that he does this shit. Look at him like flipping on his side and stuff, and it can be a little bit tricky to survive that. It's a fairly challenging mission. But we completely trivialized it with a really cool glitch, so I'm very pleased with how that turned out. So, I mean, the rest of the missions in this, like I said, they are kind of seeing the story unfold in the reverse order. So, unique way to play this level. I like it. So let's jump in. So there's a bit of an annoying boss coming up, but, I mean, it's only annoying because it does kind of waste a lot of time. I mean, it wastes a lot of your time. The boss, I mean, wastes a lot of your time. You'll see what I mean by that in a second. Like, he runs in like these really erratic patterns. I think they are, I'm pretty sure they are preset. Like, it never actually changes, but it's still annoying. But what you want to do is spray these things, which is a mechanic you would have normally learned on Shine 1, I guess, and you sort of time it so that it goes up while he runs past that area. So hopefully he's going to come by this one in a second. Looks like he might. Yep, okay, cool. And then this just knocks him over. A common misconception is that you need to time the spray so that it goes up like while he's actually over it, so it like kind of gets him from beneath. This isn't true at all. He just has to run into it. I'm really glad that it's not as complicated as that common misconception. So, okay, I think this is this gonna work? No, okay. So my timing was pretty bad for that. So if I was just a little bit later, that would have worked. But another way you can do this is to sort of spray it almost all the way, and then when he's like right in front of it, you can just like add that last little bit in. I think, is this gonna work? Yes, good. That's what I like to see. So I'll just get stuck under him for a few seconds, because why not? So I think like the part of him that you have to ground pound, it seems to change sometimes. I don't know what it's based on. If it's based on anything, it might just be random. But it does seem like you actually do need to ground pound that part of him, or else it won't work. I think for this one I'm going to try and get him over here. So I think he's going to come over here now. I have a feeling that his cycles might be different based on like which hit it is. Yeah, because I never had to use that one before. And he always ends up in the water over here, so now's my chance. See, I actually can read what Flood says. I know I didn't in Rico Harbor. I don't know, I just wasn't really paying attention, I guess. Did I actually miss it? I missed my chance. I just missed my chance. That's okay, though. Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention to Rico Harbor. I didn't really notice that the flood box actually came up. I mean, sometimes I'll say some stuff like, oh, shut up, Flood, or like, I don't have to read what you're saying, or whatever. Sometimes I'll hear him talking or whatever, I guess. But, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not by any means an expert in this game. You know, this isn't like Super Mario 64 where I am very familiar with almost all of it. I didn't know that. Like, I didn't realise that the blooper had ink on his face, or else obviously I would have sprayed it off. I don't know why I didn't notice it, but I mean, it's really not a big deal, and I think that people's reaction to it was pretty out of line, honestly. I think what you guys need to remember is that, like, I'm doing this for free, and it's free entertainment, and if you don't like it, you know, you don't need to watch it. I hope you do like it. I love it when people like my content, but if it's just frustrating you when I make a mistake like that, especially something as trivial as that, then I mean I don't know what to tell you. Maybe this isn't for you. But yeah, it just seems a bit weird that people would get upset about something which to me just is like super trivial. Like I didn't even think about it twice. You know what I mean? But yeah. So this shine here is one that I am not a fan of. So as you can see, the Wiggler that we just killed is on here, and the reason I'm not a fan of it is because it deals with like the worst enemy in the game, which is the Cataquacks. I'm probably just going to call them the ducks, honestly, because they are clearly ducks though, aren't they? Those ones that are on the platforms are what I'm going to have to go and execute, but they're not really the problem. It's the ones on the ground that are a nuisance. But you know, maybe since I have the rocket nozzle unlocked, I might just use that. It kind of cheeses it a little bit, because I don't think you can unlock it in Shine 2. I don't actually know that, because obviously I unlocked it on Shine 7 while doing this level in reverse order. But yeah, these guys, what they do is, you walk up to them, and they shoot you. It's, yeah, it's pretty much like the rocket nozzle. I think it's probably exactly the same height, or close to it. But yeah, it's annoying when you're like sort of walking about here, and they're also another reason why like the watermelon mission is like so difficult, because if they touch it, if they shoot it into the air, it will break when it lands. But for this mission here, what I'm going to do is jump onto this thing. I'll jump onto all of these, and just spray these guys. I'll try and get them close to each other, then spray them over to the edge. And when they're sort of hanging off there, come on, very close. When they're both hanging off, I can just come over here, ground pound, and send them away. And this shines light onto the Wiggler in the middle, and when you've done this with all of the mirrors, he wakes up, I guess. I think he actually falls apart or something. I don't know. We'll see in a second. Kind of regretting using the rocket nozzle now. I sort of thought that I might... What am I doing? I'm stuck in the sand. Okay. I thought that maybe it would have saved time here, but I think I'm just faffing, honestly. So let's probably would have been better with the typical nozzle. So away you go, over to this side. I've saved the best one for last, clearly, the one with 3 of them. Do we see a cutscene again? Yeah, of course we do. Let's see if we can fast forward this just a little bit. It's getting really warm in there. And where are we? So, over here. Damn, wanted to make it onto that leaf, but you can't always get what you want. Okay. That's... Oh, I think... Yeah, okay, what we saw there was like part of the rocket storage glitch without me actually trying to do it, I guess. Sort of activated it on accident, so... I do kind of want these guys to be all roughly at the same bit. I mean, I don't think you have to do them all at once, but obviously I'm going to try and do that, because it just looks cooler. Come on, get over there. I'm going to die. I'm actually going to die to these things. This is so humiliating. No, I'm not accepting this. I want the coin. Thank God that like barrier in the middle didn't kill me. That would have been bad. But yeah, death by ducks is not something that I'm ready to accept. So, okay, come on. Yeah, like I was trying to do a spin jump there, like some kind of annoying with this game. Like he can't, like sometimes when you try to do a side flip, he does a spin jump, and sometimes the opposite of that happens. And I mean, it's really, you know, I'm just gonna kill 2 of these right now. Can I do that? Yeah, it's a minor complaint, but I can understand why it happens, because, like, you know, when you flick the control stick back to try and do a side flip, sometimes you do sort of go around a little bit on the stick, and it makes the game think you've rotated it completely, I guess. Minor complaint, but yeah, it's just coming from me, who's like super used to Mario 64 again, you know, that's really all it is. But there's the shine, and the Wiggler did actually pretty much decompose there. I guess he recomposes for the next mission, and then we kill him. So, where did that appear? Over here. Nope, don't want that nozzle, I want this one. I'll just slide over here at the speed of sound, and miss the shine, then grab the shine. So yeah, just one more to get in this stage. It's been really fun doing it in reverse order, actually. It's a shame that this isn't possible in any other stage. Would have been a really nice gimmick to do, because obviously it would have been a bit like my Zelda playthrough, my Ocarina of Time one, that I did in reverse dungeon order. I still really want to revisit that game at some point. I think I know just the challenge that I'm going to do for it. And like once the challenge is done, I'm probably going to just 100% the game with what's left afterwards. But yeah, it's going to be really cool. I mean, a big glitch was found in it lately that lets you equip items that you shouldn't be able to equip. Like, so for instance, you can equip the hammer as a kid, or the boomerang as an adult, and it's just really cool. It kind of makes that Jabu Jabu as adult video that I did a little bit more trivial because obviously I had a lot of trouble doing that one, having to like use Bottle Adventure to get the thing onto B, but yeah, whatever. That was like 4 years ago, which is unbelievable to me. So here's the only secret in the traditional sense for this game in this level. Okay, let's try not to stop, because I guess the sandbird counts as the other secret. So yeah, definitely saved the best for last here. He says, knowing that he absolutely hates these sections. Should I do this? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm curious what it gives you, and we get to enjoy the nice Yoshi's Island, I think, background. It looks like those missions where like you, not missions, but like those parts of levels in Yoshi's Island where you turn into a train or whatever. Although maybe it just looks like generic train tracks, who knows? Doesn't matter. Would be nice. Okay, I was gonna say it would be nice if it gave me a 1-up after doing all of them, but maybe it's just that one, because doing it after 3 seems a bit daft. Anyway, I'm sure if I take this nice and slow I should be okay. I mean, this is only the third intended level of the game, so I don't expect it to be that bad. I've done ones that are much worse, like the Chuckster one, for instance, and anytime I revisit these stages later on, I will have the flood with me. So yeah, this is fine. These like blocks that aren't made out of sand are just regular, and you can stand on them. Why am I going this way? I guess to get this one up that I definitely don't need. Is there anything interesting in the sky? Nope. Okay. So let's just... Okay, let's stop trying to show off. Let's just get it nice and safe. Okay. Let's just grab the shine. Pressing the wrong button there. Anyway, that's the last one for this stage, except for the, you know, the 100 coin shine, the bonus shines, and all the blue coins and the shines that come from that. I guess they're not really part of this stage, but you know what I mean. So, I mean, in the next video, it's kind of hard to say what I should do, because I'm probably going to do the Plaza shines, because that way I can get as many as I can without like getting any blue coins, and there's a lot of interesting stuff around the Plaza anyway, so I'll probably do that, and then do Corona Mountain. No, I don't want to do Corona Mountain. I'm just thinking, like, I'm trying to remember if you need to do Corona Mountain, or if that counts as a shine in this game. I think it does, but I don't know. I could be wrong. You know, don't quote me on that. But yeah, I think in the next video I'll do all the shines around the Plaza, and then after that we'll be ready to go back into the stages. I'll probably keep the same order that I did them originally, and then we'll get all the blue coins, and then after that we should have all the shines in the game. So that'll be really cool. So yeah, like I said, we're probably about halfway done with this. A little bit less, really, because, you know, there is going to be like an extra video for the sort of end game stuff, and one for just the Plaza shines. But the blue coin videos probably won't take as long as these ones have, but some of them are still a pain in the butt. So yeah, I'm just rambling as I look over the place, but let's just bring up this screen and have a look. So all of these levels are now done. What's the one we just did? Gelato Beach. So yeah, we got everything there, and I think that's going to be it for this video. I don't have anything else I need to show off here, so bit of a short one by this series standards, but that's good. I think it turned out pretty well. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one, and we'll get all the shines around the Plaza.